It started with a single sentence, a throwaway line in a post-game interview that was supposed to be about a loss. But instead, it lit a fuse that burned down the entire narrative of the 2025 season. Pure and ethical basketball. This is what Victor Wembanyama called it. But when you read between the lines, he wasn't talking about what he played. He was talking about what the Oklahoma City Thunder don't play. Because right now, there is a war happening in the NBA. On one side, you have the rule book, written to protect shooters, encourage scoring, and punish contact. On the other side, you have a team that looked at those rule books and realized something terrifying. They realized that if you break the rules enough times, the referees actually stop calling them. This isn't a story about good defense. This is a story about a system exploit, a psychological loophole that has turned the youngest team in the league into a defensive nightmare that physically shouldn't exist. Are they cheating? Or are they just the first team in 20 years to realize that the rules are just suggestions? Today, we are opening the case file on the most unethical experiment in NBA history. Let's look at the data, because usually numbers don't lie. But in OKC's case, the numbers look suspicious. If we plot every high-volume scorer in the league based on how often they drive versus how often they get to the line, we see a pattern. Most players exist here, in this cluster of reality. And then, there is gilgeous-alexander. He is averaging nearly 10 free throws a game. And to his critics, this chart is proof of a conspiracy. Chris Finch called it a friendly whistle. The internet calls it stat padding. But if you stop the analysis there, you miss the actual trick. Because the unethical narrative isn't just about SGA getting calls. It's about what happens on the other side of the floor. Look at this Timberwolves game just recently. Finch got ejected arguing calls, but his team actually shot 17 more free throws than OKC. So if the refs were rigging it for the Thunder, they did a terrible job. The special whistle isn't about free throw discrepancy. It's about contact threshold. And this is where the story gets dark.